29-1 on the board.
The field is lining up behind the Metro Home Building Center starting gate for the afternoon's 8th race. PEI Colt Stakes 2-year-old pacing colts for a purse of $7,500. Winning streak on the line for the rail sitter in here. Vance, up to you for the call.
We're about to see how he does, too, Mr. Stearman, as they do line up here in the 8th with Woodmere Steel Deal, Dylan's Future, Woodmere Beach Line, Seagull Gangsta Boy, Elliott Moose, Better Than Butter, Fernhill Flight, top of the stretch. They're approaching a start. The rough and pacing CL Gangsta Boy leaving out. Woodmere Steel Deal along the rail. Elliott Moose third into the turn. Dylan's Future will get away fourth. Then fifth from the outside is Fernhill Flight. Sixth along the rail. That is Woodmere Beach Line. And on the outside, the trailer. That's Better Than Butter. To the backstretch they go. And here comes the undefeated colt, Woodmere Steel Deal, to take over the lead. In line to Claire McDonald. Second is CL Gangsta Boy. Elliott Moose now third. Racing from fourth, that's Dylan's Mustang. Into the turn, fifth is Fernhill Flight. Sixth is Woodmere Beach Line. Then the trailer. That's Better Than Butter. 28-4 was the opening quarter. On past the 3/8 pole, the leader, Woodmere Steel Deal. In at the rail, CL Gangsta Boy second. Elliott Moose goes third. Dylan's Future continues fourth. Fernhill Flight's in fifth. Woodmere Beach Line at the rail sixth. Trailing to the outside, Better Than Butter. They're halfway home, led by Woodmere Steel Deal in 57-2. Approaching 5/8, Woodmere Steel Deal by 2. Second is CL Gangsta Boy. Elliott Moose third. Dylan's Future fourth. Fifth on the outside, Fernhill Flight. Sixth is Woodmere Beach Line. Then the trailer, Better Than Butter. Wow, he takes off on them here. Woodmere Steel Deal opening up a half a dozen. 3/4 up in 1:26 flat. Going to the 7/8, and it's all Woodmere Steel Deal turning for home. Elliott Moose is second. Fernhill Flight third. Woodmere Beach Line fourth. As they come to the wire, a motionless Claire McDonald. Woodmere Steel Deal, a perfect 8 for 8. Second is Elliott Moose. Woodmere Beach Line third. What a trip from them. 1:54.3.
Wow, we're just talking off camera there, Scott McLean and I from UMI Sports, and you just look at Claire looking down there between that horse's legs coming down the stretch. She's motionless, Kurt. Just sitting with this colt. 1:54.3. Very impressive to me this afternoon.
Yeah, Claire, calm, cool, and collected in the big money races. And Danny Romo did a good job putting Claire McDonald up in behind this undefeated colt here. And she just took her time off the wings and released Corey McPherson and CL Gangsta Boy to the front. Quarter pole moved back to the front there, 28-4, 57-2, 126, and then she just led him out another notch there. He closed home 28-3. 154-3 is a new record for this guy, a couple ticks off a record set earlier this afternoon from Benham again. It's going to be really exciting to watch these two colts when they get back in together, duke it out. But nonetheless, an impressive performance from Woodmere Steel Deal. And how about closing up to be third there, Woodmere Beach Line? A couple of Woodmere Farms colts here look good here this afternoon, but we'll see Woodmere Steel Deal and Claire back in the Red Shores winner circle next.
You know, Kurt, too, I was just watching that replay coming down the stretch. I actually thought it going to the quarter. You don't see very many drivers use a stopwatch anymore, but Claire McDonald had a stopwatch in her hand with Woodmere Steel Deal here today. Congratulations to the winning connections and Claire McDonald and your win here with Woodmere Steel Deal this afternoon.
Well, folks, we've got a showdown coming. Whether we have to wait for the Atlantic Breeders' Crown weekend or does it happen in an O'Brien goal? But it's going to happen after a pair of colts winning 54 and change today. Here's the undefeated one, Woodmere Steel in the 8th. Pacing Brown Gelding 2 by Steelhead Hanover. From the Western Ideal Dam, Very Ideal Hanover. Owned by Kevin Dory, Middle Sackville, and Robert Samara from Halifax, Nova Scotia. Colt bred by Woodmere Farms of Marshfield. Danny Romo has a training double. Claire McDonald in the driver's seat to guide him to a new pacing record of 154 and 3. Woodmere Steel Deal still perfect after a win in the PEI Colt Stakes.